So we're sitting in this 2022 Honda Civic. Let me get this wind out of so the air is not going towards the speaker. And if you've seen many of my videos, especially in these Honda Civics late model with the variable displacement compressors and Accords, you'll notice a lot of times that the low side pressure will be about 30-35 up there, and you'll notice that temperature out of the dash when the sun is not on the vehicle and the outer temperatures are in the 70s or lower 70s, you'll notice that the supply duct temperature will always be somewhere around 53 degrees, 55 degrees, 52 degrees, somewhere around there, and you go, man, that really sucks for a discharge temperature to be so high. But what you don't know is based on the input from the outdoor air temperature sensor, which I have my Bluetooth temperature sensor is sitting literally right on top of the vehicle temperature sensor, and I'm not even going to bother trying to bring it up here to read what oh, there it is, 81 degrees, 83 degrees. So they're reading about 2 degrees apart. Mine's more accurate. And it's literally touching the outdoor sensor, because I wanted to see how accurate the sensor was on the outdoor. So it's 81 degrees is what the car is reading. I'm reading 83 degrees. We have the sun. If the sun load sensor is somewhere up here, it's in direct sun. As you can see, the sun is on my hand. It'll be hitting the sun load sensor up somewhere up there, the interior ambient. And within those parameters, the PCM, the power control, the module for controlling the air conditioning is telling the compressor to give it a little more displacement, and that is what is taking down the low side so low, and that is what is giving us our slightly lower temperature than you would normally see when I'm doing this exact same car. If I move this car over inside the shop and it was out of the sun and the shop's all concrete and it's not late yet, so it's still cooler, and say it's instead of 81 degrees, say it's still 74 degrees inside the shop, it might be coming out 53 degrees out of the dash. But because it's under a load and the computer actually changes the displacement, we now got this lower suction and lower temperature, unlike all the other ones. And if you've seen on some of my other videos, you've had to watch many of them and see the Civics and the Accords. When I raise the RPMs, the suction pressure actually went up or stayed level, but it moved in reverse. It actually lost and didn't do any better by raising the RPMs. But here it's under a load. I'm hungry and it's 1 o'clock and I haven't eaten my lunch yet, so I'm short on explaining things. Sorry guys. So we got a superheat of 17, 18 on this one, subcooling around 9 on this one. Under these ambient conditions, I'm right around 1700, 1800 RPMs. And I will snapshot this because I am recording this for the customer's display. You see I'm going into minute number 8 right here, and we're at 43 degrees right there, using the field piece JL3RH. That is this. It does humidity and temperature. And if we go over to here to pressures, I've been data logging the pressures over time, and you can see 23, 23, 23, 23, 23 dead straight across, and just very little variance of the high side pressure for those who like pressures. But all I want to look at is the superheat and subcooling. Over the years, I have been getting myself used to just looking at different year, make, model vehicles, superheat and subcooling, and whether it's a cool wintertime temperature outside or a hot summertime, and learning the different, because the manufacturers do not give superheat and subcooling, and you cannot go by always pressures all the time. Superheat and subcooling usually don't lie like pressure will. All right guys, just a little heads up for those who've watched many of my videos. Everybody's always asking me, what is a rule of thumb for the superheat and subcooling? Well, it changes. What is the rule of thumb for the pressures? Well, that changes too. Yeah, greatly. There is absolutely no rule of thumb at all whatsoever throughout all the platforms of the different year, make, model vehicles. There is absolutely no kind of normal rule of thumb. That's all I'm going to say. See you guys.